Hey Tina, so I have to record something for you so it's very easy for you to assemble Icedream Machine. You're going to need a little container that has a lid on it, put on some gloves because it's going to get sticky. First of all, I like to go ahead and put these little rings back on. They should just slide straight back on. So you see how it just slides in and you just wrap it around. And this is the hard part, is where you have to find it. And then you have to be able to stick it back on. Sometimes it'll disconnect, which is perfectly fine. You can just come back, reconnect it, and once you do that, you see it's all nice back onto it. And you just do that same side. And you have to do this another time with the other ring. Super simple. See, sometimes it's just a pain in the butt. So if I have trouble with it, you'll probably have trouble with it, but you're probably not. You're more dexterous than me. So, now that's done. I'm going to put it to the side. What? I'm making a video for Tina. So she opens, and she has never assembled Taylor, so I'm making a video for her. We're going to go ahead and flip this around. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and put these little rings on. This one doesn't want to fit, so I have to go on the other side. This on. Good. So now this is on. Now I can move on to actual lubrication of the parts. I'm going to move everything to the side. I like putting the drip tray right inside. And we're going to need 4 parts. We're going to need these big boys, these O-rings, huge O-rings. And then we're going to need the tiny O-rings. And then we're also going to need these guys. Because of their O-rings, we want to make sure we lube those up. Only the O-rings though, only the O-rings. I'll put those to the side for now. I like to keep it laid down so it's easier for me to lube up. I'm going to grab the lube. So, laid down. These ones are super easy to just keep laid down, and you can just easily just spread it all over. Let's go ahead and do that. You don't, for this one, for these big boys, you don't need a lot of it. Like a good little glob should work. That should work. And I like dabbling it across first. And then I'll start slowly going around and around and around. You only need to get the inside of it. You don't need to get the whole thing. You only need to get the inside of it. Alright. Now that's done, I'm going to grab another glob. It's okay, it's a little messy. It's perfectly fine. No one's going to scream at me for it being a little messy. So I only did the inside. You can see the outside is perfectly fine. We only do the inside here, the inside seam. Alright, so now that's all that. We're going to do these bad boys. These bad boys need a lot of weight, because they're the main component of turning. So we're going to actually use big fat glob. That's Harold. We're going to use a big fat glob. Just going to evenly spread it, use our finger, and then we're going to turn it around our finger, and then we're just going to let it fall on our finger, and then just turn it, fall, turn it, fall, turn it, fall, turn it, fall, and then we're going to look inside to see if it looks good. If it's all gooped up inside, and it, like on a spread on an even layer, and it looks like it's really thick, that's what you want. We really want it like that, because we want enough lube to last us a lifetime. Like, if you think it's not enough lube, then it's not enough lube, right? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna let this fall, and I'm gonna pick it up, fall, pick it up, fall, pick it up, fall, pick it up, fall. And then I'm gonna keep turning it, turn. Then if you look inside, if it's all really gunked up in there, you see how it's really gunked up in there? That's what we want. We're gonna keep it on the side. And then we're gonna go ahead and, I can go ahead and assemble it, assemble it. We can go ahead and start on these bad boys first. So we only need like a dabble. Let's do a dabble. A little dabble. Because all you have to do is just like get one side and get another side. Right? And we're just gonna go ahead and just, you see how I'm just only hitting the O-ring? This is just helping it so it can like move in the ice cream machine. This is the part where you lift up to release said ice cream. We're just gonna get that. We don't need a lot. So if you have any excess, just use another finger that's dry and pick up all the excess that we don't need. Alright? So that's one. So I need to get the other ones. So I'm just gonna put a little ring on it. A little dabble. A little dabble. Good. Super easy. Whatever. I'm gonna grab another, just a little dabble. I like to press, grab on this side, and then grab on this side, so I have enough lube to just straight cover only this. That's all you need to cover. You can grab the extra with another side, but other than that, that's all you have to do. It's super simple. Now that's all lubed up. So all three pieces are lubed up, including the big boys. What I like to do now is change my gloves because these have lube all over them. So it's best for me to change my gloves so I have a nice clean slate. So I'm going to go ahead and change my gloves. Go ahead and grab this piece right here. You see how it has a really stupid little head? What it should look like. I'm going to go ahead and grab our small little O-ring, and we're going to gently put it on. It's okay if some lube gets on the side, that's perfectly fine. And then I also have another one, just going like this. Just going to slowly bring it in, and we're going to push it. We want to make sure it snaps into place right there. That's what we want. We want it to snap. We want it to snap right here. Okay, all the way down. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Now we're gonna grab our big frontal lobe, please. All right. We're done with lube. Lube's no more. We don't need to lube anything anymore. So now we can go ahead and take our O-ring and just slap it on there. The lube part goes on to the right. So let's go ahead and make it in the frame. So you see, it just goes straight down, and it just slaps right into place. All right, it's not gonna click or anything, but it's gonna just fall into place. And you can just take these little white parts and then just slide them in so it covers. All right, and we can just move the button right now. Now, remember these little pieces we lube? We want to grab these holders, and we want to make sure that this handle is facing that way, away from the O-rings. So we want to make sure that it's facing away from the O-rings, so when we pull it, then it's actually going to pull out. So I'm going to go ahead and slap this down. Makes it super easy to put on, so it should look like that. Put that to the side. I'm going to do the exact same thing 3 times with the other thing. Boom. And boom. Just smacking it down makes it so simple. Alright. Now here comes the hard part. It's actually assembling said machine. All right, so see if I can do this right.
Back there, you can see that little hole in this little socket. That's where this goes. This goes in that hole. Now, it's a certain way you should do it, because when you put it in, you have to continuously try and nudge it around, feel like you should try and get it straight as an arrow, like this. It should go in straight like that. So you see how this is upright, vertical. Because this being vertical, you have to hold it like that, and you have to keep your arm in there. And then into that hole, goes back there, and then you gotta keep pushing until you hear a little click. If you don't hear a little click, start turning it, and then if you hear a click when you turn it, then it's on. Then it's fully on. It should feel like a suction kind of feel. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. Perfect. Awesome. Now that those guys are in, we're gonna go back to our handy dandy sugar tin, which was hard to put on. You see this? You see this little rectangular hole? That's what, you remember the edge of the thing we just put in? We're gonna have that stick into it, because that fits perfectly right here, so it turns, all right? So we're gonna go this side first. You're gonna have it upright first, just in case, because it might go in nicely, or it might not go in nicely. Push in. Right. So it's not gonna. So you see how? Let's go ahead and do a little close. How it's not fully in. It's not flush with it. It's actually quite off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it and keep pushing. Turn and push. Turn and push. Turn and push. I'm gonna keep doing that until it just clicks into place. You see how now it's flush. I'm able to push it straight in. And you're gonna do the exact same thing for this one. All right. Perfect. All right. So now that those bad boys are in, we're gonna go ahead and grab our white piece. All right. And this white piece just slides straight in. See? Just slides straight on. But we want to keep it out a little bit because we need to put our little stoppers in. Put it right in the middle. Slap up down. Put this right here. So the brown one always goes in the middle because that's the smallest piece. And it should always go in the middle because it's like ice cream. So you might notice that I'm not able to push this in. You have to lift these little buggers. So lift these guys, these little guys right here with your strength. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Give me 1 second. Not ready. You see how it's just barely holding it down? Now that these guys are under, I can go ahead and take this piece, this long piece with little prongs at the end, and we want to go ahead and match it. So there's a hole right to the side. We're gonna go ahead and push through. So we have like a little stopper here. Come on. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And it should just look like that. Mine came out a little bit, so this looks fine. This is perfectly fine. It should stop like this. Mine came out, so I have to readjust it by putting it back up. Perfect. So now that this is back on, you can hold it. I usually hold it so I can have an easier time tuning it in. So here's something for you to remember. So there's two different sizes to the screws. There's the long piece and the short piece. You'll see it when you put it next to each other. The long piece goes on top. Long piece goes on top because if you put the short piece on top, it'll start digging into the actual side of the ice cream machine. like I shall start digging into the white piece right here. Alright? So we're just gonna twist this on. That's our next job. You don't have any gloves on for these now because they're done with
All the lube is done.
this guy. Small one. Go ahead. This one. Alright.
And then you're going to notice that there's still these little pieces that go inside the ice cream machine. They should have little holes here. Remember this. This is important. The holes, remember their placement. Because of these O-rings, you don't need to put any lube on these O-rings. You're good. All right, only lube the pieces I asked you to.
So we're gonna go ahead and just place it right on top, right in the middle. Don't have to do anything special with them.
Yeah.
I'll show you. You can see like they're just laying in there. That's perfectly fine. And then we're gonna take our K5 already. We wanna have
Which you can make now, you can make later, you can make earlier. I usually make it earlier. I completely forgot to mention it in the beginning. I'm so sorry.
and then we're gonna grab it and we're just gonna evenly separate it. You can ask for help on this, which is perfectly fine. Split it evenly. We'll make sure we coat it nice and evenly. Awesome.
So now we can take our rich trays. There's going to be one full of lube. Put that one on the bottom, and this can be used as the little holder as we usually do with it in the ice cream area. Alright, so we're done with lube, so we can just go ahead and get rid of lube. What I want, do this. Our final part, we're basically done now. Alright, so now what we got to do is we're in front of the ice cream machine. If you look underneath, here's our switch. We're going to turn on the ice cream machine. And then we're going to go ahead and press wash. So it's going to start washing. We want to keep this in wash for for a specified time. Always keep it on wash. It's going to start beeping. We can go ahead and press auto to shut it up, but don't press it twice. Just once, okay? And we're going to keep it like this. And then we're going to let this run for 5 minutes because we want all that K5 to sanitize everything. And we're going to go ahead and grab our ice cream. I usually use two. I use two ice creams, which is perfectly fine. I use 2 for primer. So at the end, once this is done cycling, you're gonna empty it with K5. You have the K5 bucket, you're gonna empty all that K5, and then you're gonna put 1 pouch in each cylinder. So 1, 2, 1 pouch, 1 pouch. And once that's done, you're gonna empty it out immediately because we're just trying to push, we're using that ice cream to push the rest of the K5 out, which you can grab one of those big buckets. I'll show you. As you already know what I'm talking about with the big buckets. Oh. There's Maria. And we're going to use one of these big buckets that can be found up here. You can ask someone to grab it for you, or you can use the ladder. And then that's what we do. Like, we empty it, and then we put our actual ice cream. Like our ice cream either saved from last night, or the ice cream that, you know, they dumped last night, so that means now you have to put actual or other bags in. And that's how you do ice cream machine. It's just that simple. And of course, when you're done with all that,
you'll press priming. Once you put your actual ice cream in, then you can switch from wash to auto, and then it's good. And then you can just push it back in, and she's done. One thing to remember, okay? These guys don't get buried, okay? Come on, focus. Okay, see, with priming, you want to pick this bad boy up when it's priming, when you're about to prime, and you're just gonna slap it in there, okay? So when you pour your ice cream, it doesn't get it doesn't like get stuck in there. And then when you're all the way done, you're gonna take your nice little hole. You want to make sure the hole's down and then push it in. That's what we want. All right. I don't know why that was going, but that's what we want to do. Okay. I hope that helps. Good luck opening. You got this. Super easy. All right, and that's how you start up Taylor. Bye.